Good morning, good morning, good morning. So let's see. Oh, we good. Okay. So good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee with Nikki, your daily cup of information and inspiration. Today we are going to get into the word today and trust in our gifts today. So good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing in the room? Let me see who's in here. All right. Good morning, Linda. Linda is blessed. Good morning, Sandra. Sandra's blessed this morning. Good morning, cousin. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Miss. Good morning, Miss Lloyds. Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Janae. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm blessed and grateful for today. Yes, yes, yes. Good morning, Miss Pascal. I am blessed. Yes, yes, and yes. Good morning, Crystal. She's blessed this morning. Yes, good morning, Jasmine. She's blessed this morning. Miss Betty Rose is blessed this morning. Hey, Lucita. Nice and welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Great morning. I am blessed. Yes, yes, yes. Good morning, Kay. Good morning. I'm blessed. I love that green on you. Thank you. I'm still in my green, y'all. I'm still rocking my green. So, good morning, Philip. Good morning, Florence. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome. Good morning, Michelle. Attitude of gratitude, always, always, always. Yes, yes, yes. So, right here, you see right now, I put it right there in the banner so you guys can see the affirmation that we are doing for 30 days. So today I am only available for my expectations to be exceeded. Miracles and abundance flows to me with ease. Today I'm only available for my expectations to be exceeded. Miracles and abundance flows to me with ease. Today I'm only available for my expectations to be exceeded. Miracles and abundance flows to me with ease. We are saying that for 30 days, and we are writing down anytime something amazing, something great is happening in our lives, we are writing it down in the journal. So if you have not yet started saying it, start saying it. Start seeing if you notice anything different happening in your life. So today I'm only available for my expectations to be exceeded. Miracles and abundance flows to me with ease. Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, yes, and yes. Good morning, Deltra. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, Janae said hit the like button. Everybody, as soon as you walk in, please hit the like button. And if you like what you're seeing so far, share the video out to everybody in the world. We're trying to grow. We're trying to take this thing on the road. All right, y'all. So let me see. I got to take my banner down today. Let me tell y'all something. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing? Are you good today? Are you good today? Put it in the chat. Are you good? Are you struggling this morning? Are you good? Where are you at right now? Good morning, Tina. Grand Rising. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Miss Tina. You not sick, are you? You're not sick today, are you? How's everybody doing? Let me know. Let me know if you're doing well. Let me know if you're thriving. Let me know if you're surviving. Let me know if you are struggling this morning. What's going on? What is going on with you this amazing morning? I'm good. All right, Miss K. Oh, okay. Okay. Got you. Grand Rising. Grand Rising, everybody. Grand Rising. So let me know in the chat how you feeling. Slightly struggling. All right. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. How are we feeling this morning? Everybody's not waking up and being in an amazing mood. Everybody's not waking up as energetic as I am in the morning, right? Sometimes there may be some things that are weighing on us right now, and that's cool. You know, it's gonna happen. It's life. Life happens, right? And so we have to make adjustments. And so I just want to know right now. I just wanted to really get a true, accurate, assessment on how's everybody feeling this morning. I'm thriving and motivated. Body hurting, but I'm moving. Okay. Okay. Pushing through. I've been emotional struggling a little. I've been emotionally struggling a little, but I'm pushing through. Okay. Okay. As long as we pushing, remember I said, as long as your feet are moving forward, we good. As long as our feet keep moving forward and we do not stop, we are going to be good. We are going to be good because God's blessing is going to shine its light on us, right? Yes, yes, and yes. I'm tired, woke up late, but the hustle can't stop. Amen. Cannot. My back hurt, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to work through it. We're going to work through it. We're going to pray through it. We're going to push, right, Kay? We're going to pray until something happens. Yes, we are going to get through this. We are going to get through this. Yes, 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 and yes. We are going to get through this, right? So today, I first of all, I really, I say this a lot when I notice that a lot of the times my live for the day, hey, Apple Green, on an emotional roller coaster, but I'm blessed. Amen. Amen. We got to see this. We have to see the blessing in the struggle. We got to see the blessing through, the adversity. We have to know that we are blessed, because if we have another day to do something, we have another day to be here, we have another day to change it. We have another a new fresh outlook for the day. So yes, yes, and yes. And I'm not saying it's not hard, because believe me, I know I'm struggling, with certain things myself. And I will be talking about that today. I will be talking about that today. And that's why I want to know where everybody is, honestly. Right? Good morning. Got a cold, but I'm up. Tea instead of coffee today. Got you. Got you. That's right. We pushing. We praying until something happens, right? We are going to do it. So I notice that a lot of the times when I'm saying things, it automatically goes to like scriptural, or it's definitely God heavy every time that I'm speaking in the morning. And I really don't know where God is taking me and what God is using me to do, because I am not one. I don't go to church. I am spiritual, you know what I'm saying? I'm spiritual. I pray. I affirm. I do all the things, right? But I don't have a church home. I'm not heavy into my Bible, but every time God is leading me to a Bible verse all the time. And I'm like, what are we doing here? I did say at one point, I want to get more into my Bible, start reading more, and doing stuff like that. I'm following certain people, and they are talking about the Bible and things that's going on in the Bible, not so much as a Bible study, but just about the how the Bible was formed and things like that. And it's this girl on TikTok that I follow, and she goes really deep into who God is and what God does, and the books and everything before and after, right? And so I'm like, where are you taking me with this? Like, and sometimes scriptures just pop up in my head, and I'm like, how did I even know this? Like, where did that even come from? Right? And it has to, I can't say it comes from anything else but God trying to direct me into the scripture. Every morning I'm in my Bible verse, the verse of the day off my Bible app. I'm praying every morning. I do that every morning. But sometimes when I have a word to say for my live in the morning, it's not more, it's sometimes it's about what happened in that Bible app, but most times it usually isn't. A lot of the times it's just about when I put life together, how you can, you see how everything lines up, and it has to be nothing else but God. And so, like I said, I'm going to be obedient to where God leads me with whatever whatever my live's information is going to be about. But I'm just going to trust that wherever the journey is going to lead me I'm going to ultimately be where God destined for me to be. So I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to go with it. And so today's word actually was inspired by Pastor Stephen Furtick from Elevation Church. And I just so happened to see this verse, and it just stuck to me, right? I mean, not to see the verse. I heard the sermon on Sunday, and it just stuck to me. It was just something about this sermon. And I was like, I think that you guys could use it. Remember, I said I was going to start on it yesterday, but yesterday wasn't the day for it, right? And I don't know why yesterday wasn't the day for it. Like I said, I'm just going to be obedient, and I'm just going to roll with it. Wherever this thing takes me is where it's going to go, right? And I hope that you guys are on this ride, and I hope that whatever reason why I changed from yesterday to today, that whatever I have to say today is for somebody in the room today, right? I hope that somebody could use whatever it is that I'm saying. And let me tell, and I've been, usually I used to just go off the top when I started Coffee with Nikki. And now I no longer just go off the top. Now I sit down and I actually write down what I'm going to talk about for the day, what things that I want to point out for the day. And today is no different. Today is no different. And I even put it in the book so that I can keep track of everything that, for every live that I say. Yeah, I have the video, but sometimes I don't say what's in my notes. And so I'm going to use those, in the future, wherever God, like I said, wherever God is leading me with this is where I'm going. right? And so let me see. Miss Lloyd said, I'm struggling to get started. Okay, we're going to get you together. We're going to get you together. Pain has to process before it becomes peace. Okay. Okay. Get into it. All right. Um, Thank you, Tina. Miss Nikki always gets me through my hard times through her inspirations on this platform. Thank you so much, Janae. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. All right. So he was speaking about on Sunday. He was talking about he went to a Bible verse. And remember, I said I was going to go into the Bible verse about the trees and not chopping down the trees. And I said I was going to come back and we're going to talk about that. And today, that is what we're going to be talking about, right? Because with our old selves, right? We're changing and we've been our old selves for as long as we've been alive. And so, good morning, Toya. And so, our old self is fighting the new self that we are becoming, the new self that we are we're evolving into, right? Our old selves are fighting that, right? We're fighting against, we're self-sabotaging. We're fighting. Sorry, my son just sent me a text message. One sec, y'all. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you guys. My son sent me a text message. He got some issues going on at work. But yeah, so we are fighting against our old selves as we turn it. The new self and the old self, we're fighting against each other, right? And we are working with the familiar, right? So we're fighting against our future. And this is what he said. Pastor Furtick said that we're fighting against our future because we're so used to the familiar. Good morning, Tanya. Day 2 of 5. We are fighting with our future because we're used to the familiar. So we're not making the adjustments and the changes that we need to because we're comfortable in the familiar. And since we're comfortable in the familiar, we're not able to make those changes because we're sabotaging ourselves. Right? We're sabotaging ourselves. And that could be anything. That could be the way you're growing in your business, the way you're growing in your spirit, the way you're sharing, the way the way you show up for your family. It could be anything. Any way that you are showing up right now, it's a shift right now because you're changing. And so the old you is fighting with the new you, and you have to let one of them go. One of them, they can't both operate in the same capacity. One's got to go and one's got to stay. And so you have to lay siege to your old self so that your new self can inhabit the land that you want to acquire. Yes? Yes, yes, and yes. You got to get rid of the old self. The old self, you gotta force the old self out in order for the new self to come in, right? And it's not going to be easy, and your old self is not going to give up without a fight. You're going to have to fight your old self in order to get to the new self. So you're going to have to press it in order for it to go. You're going to have to change the way that you do battle now because that old self has got to go. Right? I gotta level up. I gotta arm up. I gotta put the armor of God on. I gotta put my armor on. I gotta protect my mind. I gotta protect my spirit. I gotta protect my business. I gotta protect my family. I gotta protect. I gotta protect. I gotta protect because I gotta take care of this. I have to take care of my land. I have to take care of my new land. Yes, 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 and yes. Somebody put in the chat, I got to get rid of the familiar. Got to get rid of the familiar. Got to get rid of the familiar because the new thing that God is working on in you, the old you can't stay. The old you can't stay, but you don't have to get rid of everything, right? You don't have to take everything down because some of those things you're going to use to bless you, right? Some of the things that God has given you may have been something that was standing in your way, but God is going to use that to bless you, right? And so in this verse that I'm going to share, it's about not cutting down the trees, right? So what happens when we have a tree? Let's say we have a fruit tree. What happens when we have a fruit tree? It grows fruit, right? Your tree grows fruit, but it's not going to grow fruit in the winter, right? We were talking about that with the acorn and how the acorn seeds go into the ground and they grow. And then I also said when the acorn grows into when the acorn is growing in the ground, you don't see what's going on. It's living through all of the elements, but it's growing in there. It's growing in the darkness. And when the spring, when the weather is right and the time is optimal, that thing is going to emerge out of the ground and it is going to bear fruit and it is going to produce more acorns, right? But if you chop down the tree, if you take the seed out before it's ready, it will never produce the tree. But the tree is in that thing. And just because you don't see the tree in that thing don't mean that it's not there. That tree is in that little tiny acorn. It does have the possibility to grow into the acorn if you leave it alone and let it grow and let nature nourish it, or if you nourish it in your home, or even if you just don't do anything, it's still gonna grow. This acorn is still going to grow regardless. If you know what I'm saying, if it's in the ground or if you take it in the house, that acorn is still going to grow. But you're never going to know until you allow it to grow. And you're never going to know about the greatness that you have within you, because if you don't know, if you don't see the greatness, that doesn't mean that it's not there. It might be packed into that seed. Right? And just because you've never seen it before doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. Just because you've never went to the heights that you wanted to go to in your success doesn't mean that it cannot happen. Just because you are not the person that you want to be yet don't mean that you can't be. Just because you haven't gone to these places where you want to be and where you want to grow at, just because you've never been there before, that doesn't mean that you don't belong there. That doesn't mean that you can't get there. You can still get there. You have to know the potential that is in your seed. You need to know the potential that is in your tree. God says, don't cut the tree, because the tree is going to produce fruit later that is going to help you to live and to grow and to thrive. This tree is going to produce the fruit that you need in order to nourish yourself. The tree, because it's winter right now, there's nothing happening right now, but the tree ain't dead. The tree is not dead. When the seasons change, when your seasons change, you are going to produce the fruit that you need. When the seasons change, you are going to start flourishing. When the seasons change, your leaves are going to start developing. When the seasons change, your fruit is going to start growing on that tree. Right? And you're going to be able to live off of that tree. So God says in this verse, do not cut the trees down, because these trees are going to serve you later. These trees are going to bear fruit for you. And these trees are your gifts. And just because your gift doesn't look like somebody else's gift, because your tree doesn't look as big as somebody else's tree, doesn't mean that your tree is not going to be producing fruit. Just because they have a big tree doesn't mean that their tree is bearing them fruit. It just means that it's big, right? That tree can be barren, right? That tree may not be producing anymore, right? That tree may be in a season where it's laying dormant. I have an apple tree. Sometimes this tree grows apples and sometimes it doesn't. And it happens periodically. It doesn't happen every year. Every year we don't get apples. Some years we get plenty of apples and some years we don't get them at all. Right? But the tree is clearly still alive because it still is producing. But just because I don't see it producing when I think it should be producing, that doesn't mean that it is not. That doesn't mean that it's not still living and growing and thriving, because it still is. Right? And so if right now you're in your season and it's cold and you don't know what's going on and you don't trust that your tree is going to bear fruit, take the time to nurture yourself and to nurture your soil, because God says, do not cut the trees. The trees are my gifts to you. If you cut down the tree, then how will you be able to eat later? So if you take the gift that God give you and decide that you don't want to use it because this gift doesn't look as grand as somebody else's gift, then you're basically telling God, I don't need you, and that this gift that you gave me is worthless because I can't do anything with this gift that you gave me. And when God gave us a gift, he gave us a gift to use. He gave us a gift to shine light on him, to show his glory through us. Right? We have everything that we need in order to produce to produce the fruit on the tree. Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, yes, and yes. Let me see. You are so blessed. Even had parents. Even had parents. You were lucky than me. I had to do everything. Okay. 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 So the verse that I want to say, the first of the day is going to be Deuteronomy 20:19. And I actually put it up on the screen for you guys so you guys can look at it and see it. Even though I'm going to still say it, I'm going to put it up on the screen for you guys. And I also want to go back into, remember I said that this goes back into the new spaces, right? Laying siege. You got to protect, you surround the area. You about to take them down, right? We surrounding the area. We're surrounding our old self. We got to push it out. We got to pressure that old self out, right? And so remember I was telling you yesterday that you had to build a fence, and your fence had to be sturdy, right? Because my old fence no longer serves my new garden. So your old ways of thinking no longer serves your new way of thinking. Your old friend circle may not serve you anymore. The old way of thinking no longer is here for you anymore. That fence no longer holds up, because as soon as something pushes it, it's going to cave in, and then anything can get in there. And so we need to build a new fence, because we have a new garden. We have new things growing in this garden, and we need to protect it, right? And so this is the same thing. You have to put up the new fence for yourself, because if you don't, you are going to be you're going to be the old you, the familiar you forever, right? And if your goal is to change, oh, we'll cut it off. But if your goal is to change, then you're going to change, right? If the goal is to change, you're going to change. But in order for the change to happen, you have to trust that your gift is what you're supposed to have, that you are worthy to have any rewards that come with this gift, that you are able to eat from this tree, that you are able to eat the fruit from the tree that you produce. You are able to grow in the season, even when it's cold, even when you think nothing is happening, you are still growing and you are still moving. And you need to know that you are worthy of this thing. You are worthy of this gift. God gave it to you, and I already tell you, if God put it in you, it's on you. So you have everything that you need in order to get this thing and do this thing. So you guys have everything that you need in order to do whatever it is that you want. You could be in any room. You could be in any place. You could have anything you want. You could do whatever you want. Your business could be wherever it wants to be and wherever you want your business to be. But you have to know first that I trust my gift. I trust that my gift is going to make a way for me. I trust that God put something on me that is unique to me, and that nobody else has it, and nobody else can take that away. And I know that the more that I use my gift, God is going to continue to bless me with more blessings, because I'm showing God that I am grateful for the things that He blessed me with. I am grateful for the gifts that God put on me. I am grateful for the things that He's given me. I'm grateful for the blessings that I received from the gifts that He already given me. I am blessed to have these things. I am blessed. Let me show you how blessed I am right now. Let me show you how grateful I am right now. Let me show you I'm going to use this thing that I got. Do I know? First of all, do I know where I'm going with this right now? No, but let me tell you something. Every single morning I'm obedient to whatever I have to go, whatever I'm doing right now, wherever God is taking me with what this thing is that I have right now, wherever it's going, I'm trusting that God is going to do a thing in me. I'm trusting that God is going to do a thing in you. I'm trusting that God is using me to use my big mouth to bless somebody, to open up doors for somebody, to let somebody know that they're being seen and they're being heard, and they should use everything that they got, and everything that came with them before in the past is going to be their compost, and that every struggle, every trauma, everything that came with them is going to be used for their good, that is going to nurture their soil, that is going to be there to help them to grow out of this, because they don't have to be stuck there. They don't have to be stagnant. They can move and they can grow. Right. And so I'm trusting that God is working the thing in me and in everybody in here. I'm trusting that. I'm trusting to believe that God's showing His blessings. God is showing His light through all of us in here. And we have to trust and believe that the gift is going to make room for us. Yes, yes, and yes. Trust that the gift is going to make room for us. Put that in the chat. My gift will make room for me. My gift will make room for me. My gift will make room for me. Please put that in the chat. Put that in the chat. So what he said, when you're going into a new season, this whole sermon was amazing. And I think I copied it. I will put it in the chat. Let me see if I got it. No, I didn't put it in the chat. Okay. I will put it in my stories. But he said that when you are going into a new season, you got to make an entrance into the new season, because when you go into the new season, you're not going into the new season with winter clothes. It's winter right now. It's cold outside. We're not going into winter. We're not going into the spring with our winter clothes on, because our winter clothes no longer serve us. So now we got to shed our winter clothes and bring out our spring collection, not spring collection, but you know what I'm saying? We got to bring out our spring wardrobe, right? And so it no longer serves us. Our coats and our boots and our mittens and scarves and all of that no longer serves us. It worked while it was winter, and that's fine. But now we're into spring, and that no longer serves us. So we need to shed that. Right. And as we shed that, we're going into the new season, because in this new season, it brings new possibilities. It's growing new things. Right. In this new season, we have things that are popping up out of the ground. We have birds that are coming out right now. We have the bees. We have the sunshine. We have the warm weather. We have things happening. And so the armor, the cover, all that, overcoats and everything no longer serves us. And we need to let those things go until we need them again, because we don't need them right now. We don't need them right now. Right now, we bearing fruit right now. Right now, our tree is thriving right now. Look how green and lush these leaves are right now, because they're growing for us right now. Oh my gosh, we're producing fruit right now. I never thought this tree had fruit, but look, I'm producing fruit right now. I never knew that this gift was going to do this for me, but look what it's doing. It is producing fruit right now. I never knew what I had inside me before, but it's doing something for me. It is producing fruit for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The attitude of gratitude. Thank you. Thank you, more please. Right? Thank you, more please. I am great. I feel amazing that I built this tree. God gave me the gift and I nurtured this tree. God gave me the gift and I made sure I watered this tree. I made sure I put the nutrients in the ground, right? This tree is standing because of all of my compost, all of my trauma, all of my everything. This tree is standing because of that. And this tree is stronger because of that, right? And so you're going to be stronger in your gift because of that. And you need to know that you are going to produce fruit because God had put a thing in you and you are nurturing that dirt in order for that thing to grow and to thrive. So when the spring gets here, you could pull the fruit. You could pull the fruit and it's going to grow again and it's going to bear more fruit. And it's going to bear more fruit. And if you wanted to take the seed and planted something, planted the seed from that tree to grow another tree, you have everything you need in order to grow that next tree. You have everything you need in order to use that next gift. You have everything that you need for the gift that you got. God put that gift in you and you use that gift. God's going to bless you with more gifts, right? So I have everything that I need to nurture the next seed because God is going to bless me with more because I'm using the thing that I have. Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, yes, and yes. Let me check and because I was running my mouth. We know. Yes, my gift will make room for me. Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, I'm learning that change is constant, and instead of choosing to stay the same, I'm going to do my best to embrace the new becoming of me. That's right. Embrace it. Embrace it. And don't even worry about the old you and shedding the old you. Things have got to change. If you're not changing, you're not growing. If you're not growing, then what? You're dead, right? And we're not, right? We're constantly growing. We're constantly evolving. We're constantly doing things that are going to change us into what we want to be and what we want to become. Because maybe we were just surviving and maybe we weren't thriving, right? Maybe we were just existing. And instead of existing, we can learn to thrive. We can learn to grow. We can learn to pick ourselves up and move into the new seasons that we want to be in. Right? Because we deserve to be there. God put it in us and God said, we got it. Right? He didn't say it like that, but you know what I'm saying. I'm interpreting my way. And that's what God said. We got everything we need. Right? And so let me see. Great analogy. Thank you. I needed this confirmation. All right, Linda. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I need this today. Yes, yes. Speak life into it. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so in Deuteronomy 20:19, it says, when you lay siege to a city for a long time, fighting against it to capture it, do not destroy its trees by putting an axe to them, because you can eat their fruit. Do not cut them down. Are the trees people that you could besiege them, right? And so God is saying, this is what he Pastor Furtick said in his sermon on Sunday. He used this Bible verse, and this is what I'm saying to you, right? Yeah, we said that, right? The gifts are your trees. Do not cut your trees down, because these trees are going to feed you later. Do not get rid of your gift. Do not think that your gift isn't enough, because it's going to feed you later. Just because you don't see it now doesn't mean that it's not happening. Just because my garden is not growing right now doesn't mean that it's not happening. Just because my trees right now don't have leaves on them don't mean that they're not going to get leaves on them. It just means that this is not the season right now. This just means this is the season that I'm nurturing. This just means this is the season that God is working the thing in me. I'm being quiet right now so that I could be a beast when it's ready to go, when it's time to go. So if I'm quiet right now, I'm nurturing my dirt right now, but I'm about to be a beast when the season comes. I'm about to be a beast when spring comes. I'm about to be a beast when this seed starts to emerge out of the ground. I'm about to be a beast, because I got everything that I need, and I took everything that was thrown at me, and I'm gonna use it to benefit myself. I'm gonna use it to benefit my gifts. I'm gonna use it to benefit somebody else. I'm gonna use it as a blessing for somebody else, because somebody else is going to need what I got right now, and I'm going to give it to them, right? And I'm gonna see fit to give it to them. I'm gonna know that I'm worthy of giving this thing to them. I'm gonna know that I'm gonna trust that my gift is going to make room for me. I know that my gift is going, if I use my gift, I'm gonna be blessed with more gifts, right? And so trust and believe that you are capable, more than capable, to acquiring everything that you want to acquire, and to get all the things that you want, and to be everything that you want to be. Just because you don't see it now doesn't mean that it is not happening. Just because you don't see it now doesn't mean that you are not worthy of it. Let me tell you, he said you got to be humble when you're listening to messages from God, right? You got to be humble, right? And so I know when God is trying to give me a message, God used people who did something wrong to me, or people who I don't really judge with, right? God uses those people in order to move me. And he knows that in order for me to move in the manner that I need to move, and in order for me to be aggressive about my movement, that is going to be something that's going to shake up my spirit, right? That's going to be something that's going to make me move with some aggression. That's going to be something that's going to make me move with some fire lit up under me, right? Because now I got a chip on my shoulder. Now I got to prove a point. Now I got to do stuff, right? And so God knows that. And so you got to be humble with the messages that God's sending to you, and know that you receive these messages from everywhere. It may not have been ideal. It may not have been what you wanted to hear. It may not have been somebody you wanted to see blessed. It may not have been, whatever. But know that there is a lesson in everything. There is a blessing in that, right? Because God is sending a message to you that you need to be paying attention to. Do I like it? Absolutely not. But I know that if I humble myself, I could receive the lesson that I'm supposed to get from that, right? It's the same thing as the man in the boat, right? When he said, God saved me, and God sent him different things in order to save him, and then he ultimately ends up drowning, because he says, ultimately ends up drowning because God didn't send him what he thought was going to be the answer to his rescue mission, right? And so since it wasn't what he thought it was supposed to be, he denied everything. Not denied, he rejected everything that was coming to him. And so since he rejected that, as a result of that, he drowns, right? And so when he asked God, good morning, Keisha, when he asked God, how come you didn't save me? God's like, I sent you ways to be saved. I sent you people to rescue you. You rejected the people that I sent you. right? Because things don't look the way we want them to look, we still have to know that there is still something in that. Because the blessing didn't come the way we thought it should come, because the success didn't look the way that we wanted it to look, because things didn't happen the way that we think they should have happened, doesn't mean that we are not blessed in that situation. It's just a different way to look at it. Remember, I always say things are not better, they're just different, right? And just because it looked different doesn't mean that the rescue mission didn't work, won't serve you. The rescue mission will still serve you, but you have to be able to, you have to be willing to accept the help. You have to be willing to accept the help. You have to be willing to accept the help, even if it doesn't come in a package that you want it to be in. Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, yes, and yes. All right. And so I put down in my notes, which I probably won't get to it because I wrote like 4 pages of notes and I probably, talked a lot too much. But anyway, it says lay siege. To lay siege means you surround it in order to force the people there to come out and to give up control of the place. Right. And so this is what we're doing with our old selves. Right. We are forcing the old self out, because the old self is no longer serving us. We have to let the old self out. In this case, like I said, we're fighting ourselves, right? We're not fighting a country. We're not fighting a war. We're not fighting other people who stole our ideas. We're not fighting people we don't get along with. We're not fighting people who did whatever, right? We're fighting ourselves. It's an internal battle. And so we need to do what we need to do to protect and arm ourselves so that we can move into this new space. We need to occupy this new space. And in order for that to happen, we need to get rid of the old ways. Yes? We need to get rid of the old ways. Let me see. I wrote down, it's not giving up without a fight. Your old you is not giving up without a fight. Your old you, you've been your old you for so long. It is not giving up a fight. We're giving up without a fight. It's going to fight you every tooth and nail. It's going to fight you. Right? You're going to have to consistently work on yourself daily in order for the new you to come out and to flourish, because your old you is going to keep pulling you back in. The old you is going to keep on pulling you back in and doing things and building. Maybe they're going to build up another wall so that you can't force us out. Maybe they're going to do different things so that you can't force us out. But you're going to have to see what you need to do in order to get that old you out, because the old you has to go, because it's no longer serving you. Yes? Yes, yes, and yes? Let me see. Let me see. I have Post-its and everything. All right. So Proverbs 18, Proverbs 18, verse 16 says, a man's gift will make room for him. God gave us the gifts to shine. God gave us, I said this, right? God gave us gifts so that we can bear fruit. God gave us a gift so that we could eat from it later. Right? We're not going to eat from it immediately. You don't eat from a seed immediately. The seed has to grow, right? The seed has to grow. There is no way. You can't see the potential of an orange tree in an orange seed. You can't see it because it's not there yet. But in order for that seed to do some things, it's gotta go through some things. In order for that seed to grow into a tree, it's going to take some time. And so the new you is going to take some time. You're not going to learn everything immediately. You're not going to get it immediately. Things are not just going to snap into place in your mind immediately. It's going to take some things. And it's okay that it takes those things, because we are learning and we are growing, and everything in life has got to grow. Nothing is one thing straight to the next thing. Nothing. Everything is a transition. Yes? Everything that we do is a transition. Nothing goes from one thing to the finished product. If you're making clothes, you have to cut the, first of all, and if you're making clothes, you have to have the fabric, you have to have the thread. Somebody had to make the fabric, somebody had to make the thread. Then you need to use a sewing machine. Then you need to cut out the patterns. Then you need to, it's a process in every single thing that we do. It's a process when we get dressed in the morning. You don't just wake up out of the bed and just like, boom, you fully dressed. No, it's a process. Everything that we do is a process. There is nothing that's going to go from one to the next immediately. There's something that's working. If we see it or if we don't, there's something that's still moving these things in order for the final product to be the final product, right? You can't get there without doing the work. I can't do my hair without using a brush and the water and the gel and the this and the that. I can't do that. It's a process, right? It's some things are a shorter process, but it's a process regardless, right? I'm putting on my earrings. I don't just grab my earrings and I just go like this and they're in my ear. No, I got to open it up. I have to put it in my ear. I have to close it. There's a process. Everything is a process. So everybody put there's a process. There's a process in the chat. Everything ain't just going to happen just because there's some things that got to work in order for those things to happen. So when you're learning and growing, don't get discouraged when you're in the growing process. Don't get discouraged when you're in the process, right? Because you're not going to see results immediately. There's a process. It's a process. It takes work. Makes it mean more when you succeed. Absolutely. Absolutely. You have to make sure that you trust the process. I trust the fact that if I'm getting dressed in the morning, I trust the fact that I know where my feet are and I know how to put on my socks. I trust the fact that I know how to put on my pants. I trust the fact, you know what I'm saying? There's a process. You got to trust the process. I trust that my hands are going to help me to put my stuff on. I trust the fact that I'm going to be able to stand up strong enough so that I can put on my pants. I trust the fact that when I'm getting in the shower, that the water is going to come on and I will be able to bathe. I trust the fact that when I put toothpaste on my toothbrush, when I brush my teeth, it's going to clean my teeth. I trust the fact that that's going to happen. You got to trust the fact that your gift is going to make room for you. You got to make sure that you know that your gift is a process, and you got to trust that God is going to put something in you that's going to turn out magnificent, that I know that my end result is going to be great. Right? There's a process. Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, yes, and yes. Let me see. Also have Romans chapter 12, verse 6, where it says, having gifts differing doesn't mean everybody has the same gift. Everybody's not showing up in the world the same. Everybody is not showing their gift the same way. Everybody is not blessing everybody the same way. Some people are not even using their gifts, and some people are hiding it and tucking it away. And we already know what the Bible says about hiding your gifts, right? Because if you're tucking away your gifts, then God's not going to bless you with more. In order for you to be blessed with more, you got to use those things. You have to show that you trust what he gave you already. And so since he gave you that, he trusts you with a little, he's going to trust you with much. Yes. Yes. And so if that is the case, then I need to use it so that I could get more, right? I need to use it so that I can get more. Because if I don't and I'm tucking it away and nobody knows about it, then I'm not even trying. I'm hiding it. I'm protecting it. Well, what am I protecting it for? What am I hiding it for? What is the purpose of me doing that? There's no purpose. That does not serve me to put my gift in a box and lock it away. I can't bear fruit from that tree because I tucked it in a box and I put it away. So you want to be able to use what you have and trust the process and know that your tree is going to bear fruit. If you don't see it right now, it is coming. If you don't see it right now, it is coming. It is on its way. Just trust and believe and know that God is moving the thing, that you are working the thing, that all the things that you're going through right now is going to help you. All these lives that you're listening to right now is going to bless you in your business. All the classes that you have, and I'm going to use myself. So all the classes that you get from us, or all the free classes or whatever, all those things are going to bless you in the future. All the resources are going to bless you in the future. Everything that you learn creating products and learning how to share your products, all that is going to serve you in the future. You are going to be able to bear fruit from off of those trees. So you're going to have to use them and trust the process, because you're not going to get from A to B that quickly. You got to get there. You got to walk. You got to run. You got to jump. You got to hop. You got to do some things in order to get to B. But you're not just going to automatically jump into B. Right? You're just not going to get there. Right? Trust the process. Absolutely. Absolutely. So having gifts differing according to the grace that is given. That is the grace that is given to us, right? So having the gifts different according to the grace that is given to us, to let us use them. We need to use them. And I put use them in caps. Put use them in caps. Our gifts are unique to us, and whatever we have, God put on us, and it's unique. So no matter what anybody else has, if it's the same product, it's the same message, it's the same word, it's the same whatever. No matter what somebody else have that may be similar is still not what you have. Know that whatever you have is still what you have, and nobody else has that. Nobody could be you like you. Nobody could do the things that you could do like you could do. Yes, it may be similar, but it is not the same. Yes, it may be similar, but it is not the same. I'm not going to give it to you the way somebody else is going to give it to you. I'm not going to serve it up the way somebody else is going to serve it up. Somebody said to me, I should stop doing things a certain way. I'm going to stop doing them a certain way. Why? So it could be pleasing to you. I'm not here to please you. I show up the way I show up, and this is how I show up. Right? It's not going to take anything away from me just because I'm not showing up the way you would like for me to show up, because it doesn't seem professional to you. Just because I'm not showing up in that manner doesn't mean that I don't have what it takes. It just means that I'm going to do things, and I'm going to do things my way, because that's the way God gave it to me. God gave it to me to serve it up the way I'm going to serve it up. God gave it to me to flip it and put my own little flavor and my own little sauce on it. That's what God gave me to do. And I'm going to show up the way God showed me to show up. And if you don't like the way I show up, then I'm not for you. And that is okay, because everybody is not here to show up the way I'm going to show up. Everybody's not going to vibe with me. Everybody's not going to rock with me. But that's okay. But that's okay. I'm still going to use what I have to bless somebody else. And maybe the way I am is a blessing to somebody else. Maybe my upfrontness is a blessing to somebody else. Maybe the way, the way I come out and the way I speak is a blessing to somebody else. But that's okay if it's not for everybody. It's okay if it's not for everybody, because God didn't give it to everybody to do it the way I'm going to do it. God didn't give, we all in here make something, right? God didn't give it to us the same way. We all came about it a different way, right? We all going to put our different spin on something. We all going to make body butter in here, but we all not going to make body butter the same. We're going to choose different ingredients. We're going to choose different processes. Maybe I tried your process didn't work. I'm going to try my process because my process is working a little better. Maybe I'm not going to use shea butter because I don't want to use shea butter. So I'm going to use something else. Maybe I'm going to use mango butter. Maybe I'm going to use cocoa butter. Maybe I'm going to use cocoa butter. Maybe I'm going to do something else. Maybe I'm going to choose different oils, because yours is a little greasy and I don't want it to be that greasy. So maybe I'm going to change your greasy oils to a lighter oil, but it's still going to work because the recipe is going to still serve me the way I want it to be. It's still going, ultimately, I'm going to still get those results. Yes. But it's just a different way that we approach those results. I may have given you a recipe that may have served you before, but it's no longer serving you now, because now maybe you have different customers. And so since you have different customers, now you got to change it up a little bit. Maybe you want to go organic. Maybe you want to go, you don't want to use beeswax or honey or things like that. Maybe you want it to be vegan, and that's okay still, right? Because now you know who your customers are. You know who you're serving. You know who your gift is blessing. And it's okay that you don't get it exactly the way I give it, but you could use what I have and to tweak it into what you need it to be, because that is the way that you're going to use it. It is okay. It is okay. Good morning, Sherelle. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Everybody say it is okay to be different. It is okay to be different. It is okay to be different. It's okay. You're not going to show up the way everybody is showing up, and that's fine. And that's fine. But just show up for yourself. Show up for yourself. Make sure that you are bearing fruit from your tree. Make sure that you are nurturing your soil. Make sure that you are doing the thing and trusting the process and trusting God to know that God had gave you the gift, the tree, to give you fruit in the end, to serve you later. Right? Because he says, do not lay an axe to the tree, because this tree is going to feed you later. Don't cut down a tree, because the tree is going to feed you later. Don't stop doing that thing that you're doing. Don't stop doing that, because it's going to serve you later. You don't see it now, but it's coming. God is greater. Right? You don't see it coming right now, but it's coming. It is coming. The seasons will change. And as the seasons change, things have to shed. When fall comes, the leaves have to shed off the trees, right? When the fall comes, the leaves are falling off the trees. The leaves are changing colors, they're transitioning, and then they fall, right? Winter comes, absolutely no leaves on the tree. Then you get into your spring, you start to see things popping. Things are starting to grow in the spring. Summer, you may be pulling the fruit off the trees, but the seasons have got to change in order for you to see that there's going to be some transition. And so you cannot stay in your familiar, because your familiar can't grow. You cannot grow fruit from a tree that's going to stay in winter. The seasons have got to change. So you need to know that as well. Your seasons are going to change. Just right now, you're not bearing fruit. Don't mean that you're not when the spring comes. Doesn't mean that when the weather changes, you're not going to start bearing fruit. It just means that you don't see it right now, and it's okay. But things are happening. You are moving and you are growing. Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, yes, and yes. Let me make sure I got everything. Let me make sure I got everything. And I wrote too, I said, no matter what the gift it is your obligation. It is your obligation to share it. Point blank, period. You do not have the option to say, I don't want to share this gift, because by you denying your gifts, you're saying that God is making mistakes. And if you say that God makes mistakes, then that means that God can't be perfect. Right? And so what does that mean to you? Right? And so you have to know that if I have something, it is my duty, my obligation to share that with the world, because God has blessed me with that, and God is going to produce fruit from this tree. And I got to know that I got to share this. I got to share this with the world, because if I don't share it with the world, I'm doing the world a disservice. I'm not showing up the way God intended for me to show up. Yes, yes, and yes. All right, let me see what else I have in my notes. I already said the more you use your gifts, the bigger it gets. And also, this is one of my post-its that I want to share. Don't reject the help that God is sending. I told you about the boat. Sometimes I don't even need to be looking at my notes, but I put them here anyway. We all have the potential to grow into strong oak trees. We already did the analogy about the acorn and oak tree, right? I think I did it. I think I did it. Okay, so my last point for this morning is, when I asked you guys, I said, how are you actually feeling, right? How are you feeling this morning? Like, truly, how are you feeling? Are you struggling? Are you okay? Are you blessed? Are you what? What are you feeling in this moment? Because every moment is not going to feel like a blessing. Even though it's a blessing to be alive, everything that you go through is not going to feel like a blessing. Everything that bothers you is not going to be a blessing. Everything that pains you is not going to be a blessing. It's not going to not going to be a blessing. It's not going to feel like a blessing, right? So everything that you get may not feel like a blessing, right? And it's okay, because things are going to happen, and you may not see it in that moment, but it may take some time in order for you to see the lesson in that the blessing in that lesson. It may take some time. Some things may have to be uncovered. Some things may have to be revealed to you in order for you to see that that was actually a blessing. And it's okay if you don't see it initially, right? But just because you don't use it in that particular moment doesn't mean that you are disqualified. It doesn't mean that you are not able to come back and use that gift. Just because some things have taken something out of you doesn't mean that you can't use anything anymore, right? That is completely gone. You can still use it. As long as you use it, you are going to be blessed. As long as you use that thing, you are going to be blessed. Just because you didn't see it before doesn't mean that you're disqualified and you can't use it, period. It just means that you got to go through some things in order to use it. And that's okay. And that's okay, right? We're going to have these moments when we have our dark moments. We're going to have these moments when we're feeling overwhelmed. We're going to have those moments. And in those moments, just because we're not positive, just because we don't have happy feelings, just because we're not affirming and we're not praying the way we need to be praying right now, doesn't mean that God is still not blessing us, because he's still blessing us in that season. We just have to know that we have to trust the process, that we're going to get out on the other side, and we're going to get out on top. Yes? Yes, yes, and yes. So that is my live for today. That is my live for today. So let me know how you guys felt about today's live. I know I was going off and I was, talking a lot. And so I missed a lot of the comments, but let me know how you felt about today's live. I hope it was a blessing to somebody. I hope that you've gotten something that you need. I hope it was confirmation for somebody. I hope that, there was a message in it that you are going to use for today. And the message that I want to make sure that you leave with is to use those gifts that God gives you. Do not cut down those trees, because God is going to bless you with fruit that's going to feed you later. It's a process. It's going to take some time, and it is okay if it does. It may take some people longer than others, and that's okay, as long as you get to the ultimate result, as long as you get to the end. As long as you get to the outcome, as long as you get to the fruit, it's going to be able to bless you. And it's going to be able to continue to bless you. I told you guys about certain plants that grow in my garden that I don't even have to do anything for. They just come back every year. And I don't have to replant. I don't have to put any extra seeds. I don't have to do anything. They just come back every single year. When I went out there to put the scraps in the soil, even though that the ground was cold and everything, where the strawberries grow, I didn't do anything for the strawberries to grow last year, and they were growing, but the squirrel or chipmunk kept eating them. And so I didn't have to do anything, but they were emerging out of the leaves were on top of it. I didn't put any new dirt down. I didn't do anything, but the strawberries just grew. The leaves were beautiful. I had beautiful red strawberries, and they grew without me doing anything. They were in the ground, and I didn't have to do anything. The earth took care of them, right? What I did to my soil protected them, and it helped them to get nourishment. However, they feed from the ground is what it happened, right? Whatever nature gave it, it grew. And when I went outside into the garden to put my scraps into the garden, because I told you about that, I was moving where the strawberries grow, and to move the leaves out the way so I could put the scraps in there. And there were leaves under there. There were good strawberry leaves under there, because the leaves of the fallen leaves kept it warm again. I'm assuming that it kept it warm enough for it to start growing under those leaves, and it was. And so since it's growing under there, this is the same thing with life. Life may be throwing a lot of stuff on us, but while life is piling all these leaves on top of us, we could still emerge under there, and we still will emerge from there. We just need to uncover those leaves. We just need to move those leaves out the way, and we can see the growth. We just got to move the old us out the way so that we could see the growth of the new us, right? We're just going to have to get the old us out of the way in order for us to see the new us. Yes, yes, and yes. Let me see what you guys are saying. I woke up feeling empowered. Okay. I wake up motivated. That's Deion Sanders. Y'all know I love him. Great. It was on time, Nikki. Thank you, Miss Nikki. I needed this. Multiple blessings for everyone. Yes, yes, and yes. I agree with that. I'm trying to find my way as an entrepreneur. I feel lost most of the time, but I keep moving. But I know God is lining my footsteps according to his will. Absolutely. 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 Have an awesome day, ladies. You too, Betty Rose. Have an awesome day. Thank you, Lucida. Multiple blessings for you as well. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, my sister. Thank you, Miss Lois. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you have an outside cat, I don't have an outside cat, and I be trying to, the outside cats that belong to the neighborhood or belong to wherever, I be trying to keep them here and feed them. They don't even care. I'm like, come on, stay, stay, get them. It don't help. Go away, eat the chipmunks. I'm telling you, those chipmunks are thugs. They are. Let me see. Yes, yes, yes. This live blessed me. I'm so glad. Thank you. Thank you so much for the many blessings, and many blessings to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, everybody. So thank you so much. I'm so glad this was valuable to you. Join me tomorrow. I don't know what my message is going to be tomorrow, but I'll see where life is moving me and where I'm going with it. I might touch back into the the garden, because that's what I love. I love the garden. And yeah, I think I'm gonna no. I don't know where I'm going yet, but I'll work it out. But tomorrow we are back. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. We are live here on YouTube and on Facebook. So you can catch us for Coffee with Nikki, your daily cup of inspiration and information and inspiration. And make sure, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. And if this video has blessed you, please share this video out to as many people as you would like, because we need to grow. We don't need to grow. I'm good with where I'm at, but wherever God is telling me I need to be, that's where I need to be. So you guys, wherever it goes, I'll still be doing it. If we have 20 people, if we have 200 people, if we have 200 people or 2,000 people, I will still be here doing what I do until God tells me I'm not supposed to be doing this no more. So I'm gonna still be here. So please make sure that if this video has blessed you, that you share this out with somebody else. And again, everybody, you have an amazing day. My cat keep killing them. I try to say, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Did your cat bring them up to the doorway to give you a gift? Let me see. Many blessings to you, Nikki. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everyone have a blessed and awesome day. An awesome and blessed day. Yes, yes, and yes. Awesome message to you in the morning. I will see you guys in the morning. The door. Yes. I know, I know, I know. How was the workout? I didn't even get to do it. I'm doing it today. Today, I had no choice. I'm doing it today. I'm doing it today. Today. I'm making the time. It's going to happen at 4:00. 4:00. 4:00, Janae. 4 o'clock. Put in your, I don't know if you're, I think you're working. So 4 o'clock, I'm going to do it. But let me know if you do it. And that's that, y'all. So thank you so much again for joining me. I will see you guys in the morning. See y'all later.